Okay, so I'm gonna have you watch this video to help you answer these practice test problems. We're gonna start with number 1. If you look at number 1, you see a circle. It wants to know what percent of the circle below is shaded. So if you look at this circle, I can see if I divide this up, I have 4 parts. 3 out of 4 parts are shaded. If you put 3 divided by 4 in a calculator, you're going to get 0.75. If I multiply that by 100 to get the percentage, I'm going to get 75%, which is the answer. You can also look at this circle and you can say, well, a quarter of it isn't shaded, so it has to be more than 25%. And then if you see more than half is shaded, 50% is half, right? So that answer can't be it. Then you can see that 75% is shaded, 3/4. My next problem, 10% of 50. If you're not quite sure how to solve this problem, you can always use part over whole equals percent over 100. So I'm going to set it up that way. I don't know my part, but I do know my whole is 50, equals 10% is what we're looking for, and percents are out of 100. So I'm going to now cross multiply. P times 100 is going to be 100p equals 50 times 10 is 500. I need to get p by itself, so I'm going to, this is 100 times p, so I need to use the inverse operation to undo my multiplication. So I'm going to divide by 100 of both sides of my equal sign, and I'm going to get p equals 5. So A, 5. I can check that by typing 5 divided by 50 in a calculator. When you get that, you're going to get 0.1. If you multiply that by 100, you will get 10, which is 10%. So that's what we're looking at. You could also take 50 times 0.1 in your calculator, and you will get 5. So there's many ways you can solve that problem. If we look at number 3, you have Sadea has finished 20% of her math assignment. The assignment includes 50 problems. How many problems did Sadea complete? So again, I can go part, which I don't know, over whole. There are 50 problems, right? Percent equals percent over 100. So I'm going to cross multiply again, and I'm going to get 100p equals 1,000. I'm going to divide both sides by 100 to get p by itself, and I will get 10. So I can put 10 divided by 50 in my calculator. I should get 0.2. That times 100 is 20, so that's 20%. I could also solve this problem by saying 50 times 0.2, and that will equal 10. So you can look in your notebook for that. Percents the decimals, and then multiply by the decimal form. Now we have Guillermo saved 25% of his paycheck last week. His paycheck was $1,000. How much money did he save? So I'm going to take 1,000 this time. I know that 25% is the same as 25 hundredths. I'm going to do that multiplication. So 0.25 times 1,000, I'm just going to move my decimal point 1, 2, 3 places. Rewrite that as 250. Look at that. He saved $250. You could also set that one up as part over whole equals percent over 100. If you did that, you would get p over 1,000 equals 25 over 100. Then again, you would cross multiply and divide to get p by itself. You would still get the answer of $250. Now we have Raul drove 80 miles. This represents 50% of his trip. What is the total number of miles in Raul's trip? Well, you should know that 50% means half, right? So half of 80 is 40. So in my calculator, I could take 80 times 0.5, and I would get 40. I could also do the same thing. Part over whole equals percent over 100. And again, I would have 100p equals 4,000. I'm going to divide by 100 on both sides of my equal sign. If I do that, I'm going to get 40. So there you go, another way that you can solve that problem. Okay, that's it for problems 1 through 5. I hope that was helpful. Please check your work and make sure that you got these same answers. Thanks.